Glory. What are we doing? You move mountains. Hey, God's walls. Don't know why, but you did. Hey, and there is all that well, only because you are a way maker. Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness, my God, that is who you are.
Oh, yes. Happy Tuesday, everybody. What's up? I thought Quisha was going to do the countdown. I didn't know what was going on. I am so glad to be with y'all. Happy Tuesday, everybody. What's going on? So glad that you're here. Tonight, we're going to talk about what you think is the end is not the end. And we need y'all to know that. And so I want y'all to grab a friend, hit somebody up, call somebody, text somebody real quick, and let them know that we're on. Thank you for joining Pastor Stan and I for our Tuesday night turnaround. God, we thank you for everything that you've done for us. Thank you for another day. Thank you for breath in our bodies. Thank you that we have peace in our minds. We have joy in our soul. Thank you, Lord, for another chance to say thank you. Thank you for all of our friends that have joined us tonight because you're their favorite conversation and they know that you are their only hope, their only help. And they know that you're the only way that they're going to make it in this life. That's why we're all here, because we honestly adore you. We honestly magnify your name and we thank you. And we're looking forward to a long life and many blessings that you have for us, that you've prepared for us. Things that at first seemed impossible, dreams that seemed too big. Thank you, Lord, for letting us know that things are possible, that you have a better life prepared for us. And that life we shall live on this side. And for that, we say thank you. God, if there's anything that we've done or said or thought that is not like you, forgive us right now. Please wash us clean in your blood. And we'll thank you forever and give you all the honor and the praise that you deserve. In Jesus' name, amen. Hey, so Pastor San is going to talk to us tonight. Pastor San, what you got?
What you mean? What I got?
You got
what we got? Listen, I have not talked to you about this. Not the subject, but just what I have been experiencing the last week. This last 6 days, 7 days has been crazy. It's been like 5 or 6 deaths, people back to back to back to back. And so those are people that I know, I can't imagine, what's going on with other people. It has really been, I would say for the last 2 years, it has been loss after loss after loss after loss in our industry. And I'm talking about physical death now. We have lost people. It was like last summer, we lost the one from Hezekiah Walker, Kirby. We lost this one. We lost that one. Then, it's like what used to be the end of the year and everybody, around Thanksgiving time, it's like that's just the norm right now. It's like every week we're losing even in the R&B industry, we lost 3 people in 1 week. We lost Roberta Flack, we lost Angie Stone, we lost Roy Ayers. I mean, it's just like consistent loss. And so we have seen the body of Christ in a grieving period, in a grieving state. And a lot of times we think that grieving is only related to physical death, when grief is related to any kind of loss you experience. I am a person who has experienced divorce. It is a living death, and something, if you have children, that you grieve forever. You know what I mean? And so a lot of times in church, we always talk about Jesus can work it out, or he can give you a new car. But we need to know he is really the mender of broken hearts.
Yes.
He's really a mender of broken hearts. And I think sometimes in the church, we have been inadequate with sending people to counseling, with helping people heal from the root issues. And we keep dealing with their symptoms instead of dealing with what's really, really going on. So when me and Lexi talked earlier, it was like, what are we going to talk about? And it was like, what are we experiencing? And people are, the pastor, I talk to people all the time. I talk to people all the time, not just in my church, but people all over. And people are always talking about what they've lost. They've lost jobs. They've lost, the biggest thing is relationships. A lot of times people feel, and they get into relationships or marriages because they feel they're going to last forever. You know what I mean? And cars and houses and things. And so I was like, Lord, what do we? And he said, better is the end of a thing than the beginning. And it's heavy because some things we just don't want to end. Period. Point blank. So in the King James Version, and I know Ecclesia, I gave her the New Living Translation, but I want to just read the King James Version, what it says. So Ecclesiastes 7th chapter, it is a amazing book of wisdom. It starts off with, a good name is better than precious ointment, and the day of death than the day of one's birth. The day you die is better than the day you were born.
Explain that.
Crazy. Is that not crazy? Better is the end of a thing than the beginning thereof. And the patient in spirit is better than the proud in spirit. Why would you say, that my end date is better than my beginning date? Because at the end also means completion. Finished. Passed the test. Graduation. So when we think of end in that way, it'll help people like me. And I'm just talking real tonight. I'm a person who, it's hard for me to sometimes believe what God says to me, sis, because I feel like I'm going to be disappointed.
Yeah.
Like I was the last time.
Yeah. Come on.
And so it's hard for me to get excited. I don't know how many of y'all are movie people. I'm not a movie person, but one of my favorite scenes in Boomerang is when he says, Jacqueline says your spot tested through the roof. And she says, Halle Berry says, that's how I am now. When I hear prophecies and when I hear God's going to do it, it's like, because he said that last time.
Yeah.
And I'm still waiting.
My God.
But that thing ended. And so how is he going to do it? Because in some things, you are just a pawn and God moves the way he wants to move you. Yeah. And when it's checkmate, game over.
Yes.
But we don't like that. I, as a pastor, and even when I was an evangelist, having to go through divorce was crazy for me. Not so much the divorce, it was how I'm supposed to be a woman of God, and I encourage everything else, and I can't keep my marriage together. That thing ended. It ended, and I was like, God, this is murder. This is murder. When he had told me to move on, he gave me instruction to move on. He gave me, hear me, y'all. He gave me instruction, Lex, to end it. He said, I need you to heal. He said, and whatever is standing at the end of healing is what it will be. So I'm like, ooh, we're going to heal. Ooh. And then he said, move on. And I said, yes, Lord. But I wasn't obedient because that thing it was complete. I'm gonna tell y'all where I'm going. You'll know where I'm going in a minute. The thing's complete. It's 10 years, going into 11th year. Things he told me again. Move on. Okay, God, yeah. And then the last time, it was over a year's period. And some of you all, you're like me, but you don't listen. Some of you all are pre-grievers. God already allows you to grieve before the death even happens. But you're so busy trying to hold on to what's already dead, you missed the season to grieve.
You might say that again. You might need to say that.
That some of you all are like me. You're pre-grievers. God allows you to grieve the thing before it's dead. But because you don't want it to die, you missed the season to grieve. And then you unhealed about something when he gave you a chance to heal while you were still in it. And so the last time I said, God, this thing is killing me. He said, it's no longer murder. It's suicide. Because I told you to leave. The thing was dead when I first told you to move. But here you are carrying a dead body around on you. And then you wonder why you're stinking and you're sick and you're depressed because you're carrying something that's dead that I told you to let go. Didn't understand that, but I did. And because I'm a pre-griever, when I finally start grieving, I understood it. Second time, I got married again, y'all. I love marriage. And it was 3 years. I thought I was healed enough and got married again. And God did the same thing. And because I'm a coverer, I'm covering. And I was like, no, Lord, not again. Not again. But I had pre-grieved it. And so when it came, it was easy for me to say adios amigos because I got the lesson from the first one. But I was still not wanting to because I was my friend and because who wants to experience divorce as a pastor and a preacher who's supposed to help save everybody else's marriage? Who wants to go through that and be ridiculed by the church? And to be honest, because I can't. Now, I didn't know God was going to take me this way tonight. To be honest, it split my church in 5 ways. 5 ways. 7.5 years later, I'm just now recovering. But he told me, he said, through one prophet, God said, give him 3 months and you'll know the end of the matter. Okay. Lexi, 7 days later, completion. He gave me the same exact word. God said, give him 3 months and you'll know the conclusion of the matter. That was in May. He was gone by July. 10 years, another 10 years that I felt I had wasted of my life. And all I saw was marriage. My parents were together 39 years before my mother died. She died at 56. So, in our age, and they stuck it out. Baby, they stayed through y'all will be surprised what happened between your mom and daddy because they stuck it out and they stayed, right? But I had to be obedient because it was a matter of life and death. And so now that I stand on this side of healing, because it took me a while because I went through the why do I have to always lose? Why I gotta lose? Why are the people that I done helped and the people that I have pastored and the people whose feet then sat under my table, they all left knowing what I was going through. And the people who knew how I was hurt, they left too. And so God, why I'm the one that seems like I help everybody else win, but I'm the one that's always at a loss. You got to help me with that one. You got to help me with that one. I'm always helping everybody win. And I'm always here on the losing team by myself. No, you're going to have to help me with that. And I asked him what was the purpose of those men. Divorce is definitely hard. I can only imagine how hard it must be for a pastor. Baby, listen. God said the first marriage birthed your son. He said the second marriage birthed your church. He said the final one will be the birthing of you.
Be the birth of?
Me. A me that people have never seen before. A youthfulness that God had to give me back because the first time I got married was on a rebound anyway. Uh-oh. See, that's why better is the end of a thing than the beginning, because at the completion of it, you'll see the mistakes you made. You'll see the turns that you shouldn't have took. And you get to the root of why it began in the first place. Oh, these people, see, this is what I'm talking about, Lexi. We don't talk about divorce in church. You know why? Because there's so many people cheesing and skinning and grinning and talking about, we've been married for 50 years, but you only was happy 5. And so the church looks at a farce and a falsity. We know people right now that we see, and they, and baby, they didn't have babies on them and everything else. Because we as a church, we scared to talk about divorce, and you going to hell. No, would you rather go to hell twice or once? If you're going to go to hell for divorce, let me go once because I divorced. Not let me live in hell and then go to hell. No, I don't want to do that. But I've already secured my place in heaven. So I'm not worried about that. I'm not worried about that. God divorced Israel, I don't know how many times.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, so we have to understand that divorce happens to the believer, whether it's the divorce of your spouse, the divorce of that job, the divorce of that house, the divorce of that car,
the divorce of that friendship. Yeah, we ain't talking about that. Let me tell y'all something. There are some of you that have told, no, I need you to stay.
Lexi.
There are those of you that are in the comments now that have trusted people with your confidential business, and they turned around and they hurt you. That is a hurt. That is a divorce. You can have a friendship. I had somebody that was so close to me, because how many of you know that you can be close to somebody and they ain't your blood, but they feel like family? I had someone that was my friend. Not only were they my friend, but they, watch this, they stuck with me through my husband's death. They were my preference when my husband died. That person would come over my house and we would kick it 2 to 3 days a week. If we weren't on the phone, we were with each other. When you saw her, you saw me. When you saw me, you saw her. Years we were like this, thick as thieves, helped me through the roughest time of my life. Trusted her. She knew where all the bodies were buried. Everything I did wrong, she could tell you where I was. She could tell you what I ate for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That was my dog. She knew stuff about me that my own family didn't know, because that was, that's my girl. Ended up talking about me behind my back. It always gets back. And I didn't believe the person that said it, because ain't no way. She was just on my house yesterday. This is my sister. There's no possible way. Until, watch this, until they told me verbatim, not some of the things that I said. Stephanie, Lily, Faith, Aaliyah, Tasha told me, RC, everything that I said. That's how I knew, because there was no other way. She's the only person I told. She's the only person I told this. And the person came back and said, she said this. And the girl, and she told me, Lexi, that you don't even like me. She told me that you don't like me. She told me this, that you said this about me. You said that. And I had said every last bit of you. I had said everything that they were saying to me. Yeah, I sure did. I sure did say it. But I said it to my sister. When there's people you don't like, when there's somebody that you don't fool with, I'm talking about sister. Pastor Shane, I can tell, hey, I don't like it. It's like, I couldn't believe my mouth. And I'm standing there. Watch this, y'all. I'm standing there in real time as they're saying this to me about my sister. She just left my house. And I didn't see it coming. So I'm sitting there and I got to keep my face, because everything that they're saying, I absolutely said, and I couldn't deny it, because they was just, and the person was crying, saying, I thought you liked me. I thought we was cool. And I had nothing. Me, Lexi. Usually I can come back. I gotta come back. I gotta quit. I was done for. And I sat there and I said, and all I can say is, I'm sorry. And they was like, well, I thought that we was friends. And they told me, F you and everything. And I deserved it because I never wanted you to know that I didn't rock with you. But I was kind to you. So why did you do that? The whole time. So when I finally got a hold to her, saints, and I said, why? And all she had was, I just been dealing with depression and
Lexi, if you don't shut your mouth.
I have been dealing with depression and, it's just like, I don't know why I did that. And it's just like you always kind of win all the time. And I couldn't believe what I was hearing. It was like I was in an alternate universe. This is like I was in an alternate universe. This was the person that when I said a sentence, she would finish it. Like we would literally be grown and have slumber parties together. Like we would sit up and just eat and I traveled with her. I gave her $6,900 once. I gave her $7,000. It wasn't a loan. I gave it to her. I gave her $7,000. And all she had for me was, it's just, I don't know. The whole time, she was jealous of me, and I didn't even know. Usually, I can feel something, I can see it coming, or I can nothing. Had nothing on it. I just came in here to tell y'all that because I needed y'all to know that for me, that was a divorce. That was a divorce, Bernadine, because I didn't have anybody that was that close to me outside of my blood kin family. I didn't have anybody else. That was her. She would come and dry my tears when I would cry about my husband. She would keep me company. She would come over my house and keep me company and watch movies with me. And we would be in our pajamas and we would talk about men. And when I fell and slept with somebody, she was the one that knew about it. And she kept my secrets. I'm talking today. I'm trying to help somebody. When I fell into sin, she knew about it. I told her everything. I told her what time I was going over there. I told her what time I left. I told her if it was hitting or not. I told her. She was the one that cried with me. Back to restoration, back in sin again, back to restoration. That was my nigga. I know where all her bodies were buried. Kept it. Never said nothing. Only to have my confidence breached, betrayed. Wow. And all she had for me was, I was just depressed. I don't know. And this whole time, I felt like I wasted time. I told you everything. So now, here's the thing. It has to end now. I don't have no ramp up. I don't have no warning. I don't have no 3-day notice. I don't have no 2-week notice. This has to end now. So now I've been jolted. I've been abruptly, rudely awakened by the fact that this person don't fool with me at all. And so now, who do I have? Who can I run to escape? Who I got? Because watch this. The person who I would talk to about betrayal betrayed me. So the very person that I would get on the phone and say, girl, guess what happened to me? Guess who talked about me? Guess who dogged me? Guess who didn't have my back? Guess who did this to me? She was it. So now what? So now I lost my husband. All right, don't worry about it. And the person who walked me through it was a traitor. Oh, okay. So you want to talk about loss? Let's talk about it. And here's the thing. The funny thing about loss is it's always got bad timing.
Ooh,
The thing about loss is it waits until the most possible, the most inconvenient, the most craziest time in your life, and then it hits. It's never a good time. It's always kick a nigga when they down. I'd already been in the loss. And she was the one that kept me afloat. And you were the one that stabbed me in the back. Ain't that something? So now I'm grieving. And now I got to grieve you too? Wow. So you don't know how much of a jerk you really were, because now you put more on me than I had in the first place. I really could have done without you. I could have stuck it out without you, but now you've given me double. Now you gave me double. And watch this. And want me to feel sorry for you.
double death. Come on here.
You gave me double death and want me to feel sorry for you. So you give me this sob story. I'm depressed. I'm this or that.
I'm bipolar.
I'm this. I'm this. I'm that. Okay. That's fine. But now I have to make a decision. And my decision is this has to end right now. So I ended it. And I had to walk in that dark space alone.
Alone. Come on.
And while I'm walking in that space alone, I made a lot of mistakes because now I'm hurting. I'm in a deep, dark hole. I'm in a deep, dark place. It's not good. It's not good for me here. But let me tell you something. When I look back, and let me help you. I was at a BMI taping. Watch this, guys. I'm at a BMI taping. I went to Atlanta. A BMI is they have these award shows. It's a songwriting company where songwriters go and they house their publishing, their ownership of their songs through BMI. And so BMI has these elaborate parties, elaborate shows, and I was attending one. I'm walking in the building, and it's invitation only, so usually you see other artists and all that. Guess who bumps into me? Her. Ain't seen her in years. Somehow God got me through it. I made it. I bumped into her. We run into each other and we go, so imagine that. And I said, what's up? She was like, oh my God, how are you? I hugged her. I said, it's been years. How you doing? Ended up sitting next to each other.
Oh, Lexi, I got to ask you, who was being honored that year?
Oh God. Oh, that might have been the year that Leandria sang to Marvin Sapp.
I was right there.
Yep.
I did BMI every year for 10 years.
Yep. Ended up sitting next to each other. Now y'all gotta work with me. So remember I told y'all she would finish my sentences? So whenever I go anywhere, I'm the life of the party. I'm gonna heckle, I'm gonna talk about people that's on the stage in a good way, especially among my friends. Be like, oh, them boots is killing, or saying something like that. I'm literally doing what I always do, and she was finishing my sentences. And it was hilarious. And she does the voices like I do the voices. Like when I say me, she no hair. She would do that. That's my best friend. So when I say she no hair, she would go, she no hair. And that's her thing. And so she was doing it. And I'm laughing hysterically. So this whole time we turned the BMI thing out. People are turning around. We're having everybody laugh. And when it was over, I'm hugging everybody. And she says, I had such a good time. Oh my God, we should hang out. I was like, no, absolutely not. But I said, but it was great hanging with you. She was like, I said, but it was great hanging with you though. And I hugged her. Let's hang out. Let's call. I said, no, thank you. And she put her head down like I did her wrong. But I gave her a hug and I let her go. Said all that to say that whatever loss you've had, there are going to be some days that you will have to cry. There are going to be some days that you will have to walk alone. There are going to be some days where you feel like that you've been done so wrong that this has impacted you in such a way that you don't think you'll recover. Hear me clearly. Not only will you recover, but you will be in a better place. He will make sure of it. Those of you who have had friends that stabbed you in the back, those of you who have walked through divorce, hear me clearly. Your job is to continue to grow in Christ, because as soon as I saw her, I could have let her, for what? To what end? To what end? It's done. I said my piece years ago. I see you. I hug you. We ended up, we laughed. I ended up having the greatest time. But I don't have to fool with you no more because I don't trust you anymore. I can love you with the love of the Lord, but I ain't never going to give you access to me again. Ever. And for you to think that, you crazy and out of your mind. You crazy as a road lizard if you ever think that you will have access to me ever again.
After you know what you did.
You know what you did. You're clear.
But Lex, that's where the church misses it. Reconciliation does not mean restoration.
Mm-mm.
We can kumbaya and hug, but baby, you ain't coming to sit on the. We ain't going out to eat. Nope. We're not talking on the phone. Nope. We're not doing none of that because I know who you are. And this the other thing. This the other thing with that, Lex. I got a problem with people that know who people are, but then you side with them when they come against me. But you know they ain't nothing.
You already know.
You already know. But because jealousy is as cruel as the grave, and the real truth is she was jealous all the time.
I didn't know though.
I feel you.
I couldn't see that. And usually I see, guys, I see very well. I have a seer that is second to none. My seer is everything.
No seer sees.
I couldn't see that one. I couldn't see it. I hope that story helped somebody. I hope that, I hope I didn't babble on too long, but I needed to give you some intricate details so that you can understand real relationships. It gets blurry, it gets muddy. It's not black and white. It's you love this person, you give of yourself, you give so much of yourself. There's not a lot of family members I gave $7,000 to.
Lexi, Valerie Johnson Reed said she took advantage of your grief time. Dang. Ugh.
Valerie.
Jesus Christ.
And then there's a shame because I let her do it.
Come on.
Nobody told me to give her this money. And when I look back, y'all, listen to me. Come here. I gave her $7,000. I didn't loan her anything. She was having a rough time. And I gave her $7,000. She would never do that for me, but I thought she would. I thought that if I was in a hard time, in a hard space, I thought that we had a relationship that I would get, like she would do it for me. She never would have done that for me, but I didn't know that. I don't know where she is now. I have no idea. And here's the thing. I know people that she slept with. I didn't put it out there. I could have ruined her. I could have let her have it. I could have did all the things. To what end? To what end?
To what end?
What end?
I don't have to say a word
Yeah.
because, and you shut up too. You're not gonna talk either. So, a pastor that I used to be under, he used to explain meekness like this. He said, meekness is power under control.
Under control. Wow.
Subdued power.
Yeah.
I have the power to crush you, to ruin your reputation, where nobody would ever want to speak to you, hear from you, listen to you again.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to keep it under control.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Because, go ahead.
And let me speak to this. Carmen, I see you. Carmen's saying that there's a lot of shame dealing with divorce. Let me be clear. There's only shame if you let it be. There's only shame if you own it and say, I feel ashamed. Let me tell you something. I need you to get rid of that because here's the cold hard truth. Over half of people that got married got divorced. So there's no reason for you to take on any added shame. This is something that people go through. And with God, you will absolutely come out. There's no shame. There's no guilt. There's no condemnation. That shame that you feel is not coming from God.
It's not from God.
So you got to get rid of that because the shame is not coming from God. So where's the shame coming from? You got to get rid of that. You are forgiven. It's over. It is what it is. You're getting healed through you should be getting healed through some type of therapy, and you move on. And you grieve it and you move on. But there's no shame. There's absolutely no shame. Absolutely not. No, we got to.
I'm a witness, Lex. People, one of my girlfriends, she told me, she said, you are a bounce back queen. She said, I've never seen anybody bounce back as quick as divorce than you.
Yeah.
Because marriage doesn't define me. And so neither will divorce.
That's right.
What divorce did was made me strong, and it made me know who I was and what I didn't have to stay in. Yeah. Because Jesus came that I may live abundantly. You can't tell me that he wants me to stay in a relationship that's abusive. You can't tell me he wants you to stay in a relationship where you're being disrespected. You can't tell me that that's what Jesus wants for you. That's a lie from the pit of hell.
Lie.
The same pastor told me, he said, we always want to use till death do us part. He said, but that's not just physical death. He said, that's death of respect. That's death, baby, he broke that. Yes. He said, to the death of what though? He said, to the death of submission, the death of respect, the death of you caring about me, the death of you leading me. I said, ooh, because we don't want to teach that. We want people to stay together because, especially pastors, you want people to stay together because then that's family in the church. But you got broken families in the church. So then you got people messing around on the low. And you got all this kind of stuff. Lexi, when I got it that second time, I was like, God, but a church is involved. A whole people is involved here. And he said, would you rather pastor in disobedience and die here? Or would you rather live in freedom?
And I'm glad you said that. Live in freedom. Somebody asked a question, how do you trust again? Let me help you. I was in class today and my professor had mentioned a poem. This poem is by Mary Oliver. And the poem is called, did I write it down? It's called The Summer Day by Mary Oliver. And she poses a question at the end of the poem. And it says this: what will you do with this one precious life? I'm going to say it again. This is a poem by Mary Oliver. It's called The Summer Day. And at the end of it, it says, what will you do with this one precious life? If you're asking, how can you trust again? Let me answer it. You have one precious life down here. So you can choose to live it scared, frightened, ashamed, or you can choose to get healed and live it free, live a robust life, and say what that person did does not mean that every person will do that. Let me tell you something. There are good people out here.
Good people, Lexi.
There are stand-up individuals out here. And just because you had a bad experience or two, just because that woman who I thought was my best friend and my family was not, I don't sit up here and say Sand can't be my friend because she did that. That's crazy. That's insane. So I can open my heart again. One, because I got therapy and I'm healed. And two, because I want to get the most out of this life that God has given me. I'm not going to spend this life scared and in a corner. That's what the enemy wants you to do. I don't trust nobody. These niggas ain't about nothing.
No good men.
They ain't no good men out here. They either gay or they in jail or they got 5 baby mamas. Who told you that? Who said that? Has that been your experience? Well, maybe you're in the wrong circles. Maybe you need to upgrade your circle then. But don't sit up here and tell me that my God has nothing for me, because that's essentially what you're saying. You're saying that God is fresh out of good friends for me. God is fresh out of men. That's what you're saying. You're saying because you got church hurt that he's fresh out of good pastors and people that would do you good. That's what you're saying. You're saying God is fresh out of everything. That's what you're saying. Essentially, you're not saying that this world is bad because you are a believer, right? And you're a child of the king. So basically what you're saying is God is just fresh out. He's not got it. He ain't got no more in his pockets. He ain't got no more nowhere.
He got it for everybody else except me.
Oh, okay. Well, something tells me that you might be a little doo-doo, and you might need a little healing, because if you feel that if you sitting in this chat and you think that God all you need is one, you don't need 10. You're not gonna marry 10. You mean to tell me that in this whole earth, God ain't got one man, one woman good enough for you because she wasn't crap, and now you think that all women are hoes? That's what you think. And so you think that God ain't got another woman for you because she did you wrong, and she slept with your friend, or she didn't know how to be a good wife, or she kept your baby from you, and now you think that all women are crap. No. You're walking in doubt and unbelief, sir.
Unbelief.
I had to come to that conclusion. Because when my husband died, I'm like, within myself, without saying it out loud, I believe that there's nobody else on this earth but my Mike. That was it. That's it. Pack it up. They broke the mold on him, and now he's gone. Oh, hell, it's a wrap for me. It's a wrap for me. But after so many years, you want to be in a relationship, and you want something, but deep down, I didn't think that there were any more good. Deep down, I never said it out loud, but I had to come to grips with that, and I had to get therapy about that. And then I had to realize, do you trust God again? Because that's really what it comes down to. Do you trust God
again?
Do you trust God again? Because there were some underlying things that I had. If you want to talk, let's talk. I said it in a podcast, but I dealt with years of not trusting God anymore. God, I don't even trust you, because you allowed it to happen. You're God. You can make anything. You can make anything happen. Why'd you do that? There's a lot of people out here that deserve to get up out of here. Now I got a list. I got a list of people that should leave.
Yeah. That what, Lexi?
That should leave right here. And I can give you the dates and times where they should go. I can make you. I can put together a death itinerary, and if you just follow, what I have down on this sheet, the world will be a better place. The world will be a better place. Okay. But God, what he wasn't listening to my counsel. So for years, I didn't trust God. So what's happening is I had to come to the conclusion that I have no say so in that matter. In that moment, he was sovereign. He was sovereign God. I mean, in every moment he's sovereign, but in that moment, I didn't have a say so in that one. And to this day, he hasn't. I don't know why. I don't. He hasn't shared that with me. And he's God. And to be honest with you, and it's the cold hard truth, he never has to if he doesn't want to. And that's that. But I had to come to the conclusion: do I want to live my life without God or not? So I had to make a decision that, to me, even though I was mad at God, I have no life outside of Him.
Mm.
And I had to understand, because we sing the song, He's sovereign, He takes no counsel. You know, when God says yes, it overrides everybody's no. And we do it, but when it comes to stuff that we don't like, you know,
Okay.
and so is it still true that He's sovereign? It absolutely is.
But we don't always, his sovereignty doesn't always feel good.
No, it doesn't.
Our steps are the steps of a good man are ordered, but the steps don't always feel good, doggone it.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't
And
at all.
if we trust again, like you said, this is where he really challenged me. He said, I'm using the same thing that hurt you to heal you. And so that's where we have to stand. We have to allow God to fix in us what needs to be fixed. So we won't even choose the same thing again. So it does die. Because a lot of times the thing dies because we keep choosing the wrong death. We keep choosing death. We keep choosing people that we know aren't right for us. We keep choosing things that we know aren't going to last. And then we're like, oh my God, it ended. Well, he was married in the first place. So I'm talking about what I know and what I've been through. I ain't talking about what I heard. I ain't got to ever get on a live and talk about nobody else's stuff, because I know what I've done. I know what I've been through. I know that I've been with married men. So I'm not finna sit up here and play games with y'all. I'm 57. I ain't no virgin. I wasn't no virgin when I got married. First time or the second time, huh? So I'm not going to sit up here and play with y'all that I ain't never played that game, and then you feel like you got something on the wife because you with them. No, 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 no. So I'm not going to play with y'all. So some stuff, it was never, it never should have began. And so that's why better is the ending of it, because it shouldn't have ever began. But some of the other things was an assignment, and it has to end. So you can be, if you stay in kindergarten, okay, and you 20, you're crazy.
Yeah.
Cuckoo, what you say? You do. Some things have to end, and they're not gonna feel good, but they have to die so you can live. And here's this: after every season of death, there has to come a season of life.
Has to. Even
the flower goes in the ground and dies before the flower comes up again. So you got that thing, us, this flesh, a whole lot of stuff has to go through death so it can have a season of life. Better is the ending of this thing that you in right now. Some of y'all, I got it. Some of y'all right now in abusive relationships. Either should I stay? What do you mean? Should I get out? What they gonna think? Honey, he's beating you up.
Either emotionally or verbally. And you know it's not good, and you don't feel good about it, and half the time you can't stand to see them.
Come on,
but you did it because they're a warm body. Is your life better than having a warm body? The poem says, "What will you do with this one precious life? Do you want to live your life unhappy and just say, well, it's good enough? They're good enough." Some of you, it's not so much abuse and they're hurting you physically, but you know for a fact that this relationship, you're not getting nearly what you're putting in, and you're holding it up by yourself. You're not getting any love from it. I'm talking to somebody in this. I know I'm talking to somebody in this live. You're with somebody, but you're not getting any love from it. And you know it, and you're still in it.
Still in it.
If this is you, it should end tonight.
Today, the end of it. Lexi, this is you. You know, I looked it up. This thing is deep. The lady says, "Doesn't everything die at last too soon?" Tell me, what is it you plan to do? That right there.
That's the poem. That's
with
the
your
poem.
one wild and precious life. What you gonna do?
What you gonna do? What you gonna do? I'd made the decision that Carmen, I don't want to be with anybody that doesn't love me properly.
Oh my God, Lexi.
And watch this. And I made a decision that everything that I've asked God for, that I have to become that. Watch this. So I had to be healed because I want somebody that's healed. I get on the treadmill so I can be in shape because I don't want somebody with some big old fat, nasty, bloated, gross, 2-time loser, 5 bellies, biscuits, and 15 chins. Sir, if you don't get your heavy breathing, CPAP, snoring, get it out of here. Sir, and you got to lift up all of this to try and find. I don't want that.
Did you say CPAP?
Sir. No, thank you. Okay? I don't want it. She, no hair. I don't want it. So I got to get healed from my therapist. I got to make sure that I'm in shape. Heavy breathing, just trying. You know you look good. How he die on top of me? We ain't going to the color purple. We ain't doing it. I'm not doing it. No, thank you, sir. No, thank you. She no hair. I don't want it. Let somebody else have that. Let somebody else get that package. I don't want it. And all I'm good for is to help you wash up because you can't put your shoes on because your belly is too big. No, thank you, sir. I don't want that package. Thank you very much. No, thank you. I decline. God. I decline.
Father, help my sister, but it's so true. Baby, even when I was big, I didn't want nobody big. Now you can be tall and muscular, but
So
we both can't have fat tendencies.
No. So I have to become what I want. So I had to get healed. I had to go to a therapist.
Yes.
Get my mind together.
Absolutely.
Get healed. I stayed in therapy until the therapist told me don't come no more.
Listen, baby, I got an appointment Thursday.
My therapist told me, Lexi, there is nothing more I can do for you. There's nothing more I can do. You've done everything that I've asked you to do. You've done this. My therapist told me, now you can come and I can keep taking your money, but honestly, you are healed. It was one of the biggest compliments I've ever had in my life. And I'm grateful. And I stayed for years until he told me, okay, there's nothing more. I said, you sure? So I made sure that I was healed. I got my finances together. I told the Lord last year, I want to be debt free because I don't want to bring anything to a marriage. I don't want nobody to have to save me. I don't want nobody to have to save me. Let me get out because it's sexier when I come to the table debt free. When I come to the table, all my stuff paid off. A couple of men told me, now Lex, that's sexy now. Now you debt free?
I'm telling you.
The praise God. Oh, really? Is that? Yes, it is. Okay. Well, I got that. I need somebody that ain't got no drama. So I don't have none around me. There are things. So I need somebody that's educated. So I went back to school. I don't want no dummy.
I'm going to be what I want.
I'm going to be what I want. Whatever that is, whatever you're looking for God to do, that's what you need to become. And so I hope I've answered your questions. But let me say this last little bit. And I told you I have. I told you I have.
That's me typing for Love Center, baby. That's become what you want.
Become what you want. In the Hebrew, so we're dealing with loss. We're dealing with loss. There's a Hebrew word. I was in LA filming for Churchy, and I was there during the fires. I was there during the fires when everybody was losing their homes. I was right smack there. I could see the smoke. I remember waking up in my hotel, and I woke up one morning, guys, and I looked outside of my hotel, and I saw this billowing smoke. I said, "Oh, there's a company." You know, I figured, there's a building, a company on fire or something. You know, I didn't think too much about it. Next thing I know, I go outside. I'm kind of smelling it, and they're saying, "Yeah, there's some fires." And so then I look on the news, and then I'm like, "What is going on?" It turns out that people were losing their houses. You guys know this. People were losing their houses. They were losing their cars, and they were there. So I remember going to church there, and I was leading worship one of the Sundays, and 30 members of that church were homeless. Because the church is in Pasadena. And there was a big, huge fire in Pasadena, and 30 members of the church, 30, that's a lot, of that particular church lost their homes and lost their cars. They had nowhere to stay. And they were in church that Sunday. That was crazy to me. And as I was sitting there in prayer, I heard the word Redeemer. I can't make this up. I'm just sitting there and I heard the word Redeemer. And so I looked it up on my phone, and this is what it meant. Goel means kinsman redeemer, someone who steps in to buy back, restore, or rescue what has been lost. Guys, I can't make this up. I heard the word redeemer. And you've been in church, you hear redeemer, but I didn't know. And when I looked it up, I said, "Oh my God." And I said it before I started my songs, and they went crazy in there. Because when you have had loss, this is what God is: our kinsman redeemer.
Yes,
He
ma'am.
has a history of restoration. So if you've been through a divorce, you're going to be restored. You've lost a friendship, restoration. You lost your house in foreclosure, God will restore you. He has a history. Do you want proof? God has a history of being a Bible stories of it. Job lost everything, his family, his health. And what did God do? God restored the fortunes of
Come
Job
on, Lexi.
to the point, and he don't just do it a little bit. He restored twice as much as he had. That's the character of God. So whatever you lost, it's going to be better. Whatever you lost, it'll be better. But watch this. You got to believe it. It's according to your faith. If you feel like there ain't no good men out here because you got a divorce, then that's what you will have. Be it so unto you. It's a hard word, but you better get it.
You better get it.
Be it so unto you. It's according to your faith. So if you want to sit up here and you want to act like that God ain't got nothing, that's what you'll have. Nothing is what you'll have. And get into it and settle into it and be okay. Naomi and Ruth. Naomi lost her husband, her sons, her home, all of her security. God sent Boaz, kinsman redeemer. Her family line was restored. Ruth became a part of the lineage. God has a history.
Talk the talk and preach the preach.
Joseph was betrayed, sold into slavery, spent years in prison. What did God do?
Restored
What did
him.
he do? He
Redeemed him and restored him.
Okay, but not only did
made him the redeemer for his family.
Oh, okay.
He must have tried to kill him.
So watch this. So the end of a thing.
Ooh.
It really does end up being better, because not only did he restore Joseph, but he ended up making him the redeemer of his family. Y'all better get it.
Come on,
so you crying over what was lost. I get it. No, I get it. Trust me. Hard times, dark moments. I get it. But when I tell you that God knows how to restore you.
Yes, Lord.
When I tell you that not only God will God show up, but he'll make it better than it was before. I promise you he'll do it.
Talk the talk.
I promise you he'll do it. He's not going to just leave you out here like this. He didn't do that for Job. He's giving us examples of his character, of who he is, and how what was supposed to be the death of you, you will have life again.
Thank you, Jesus.
God knows how to do it. Our very friends that came on here, 9 miscarriages. Then they finally have a baby. They tired. They don't know what to do. They can't even come on here now because they sitting up here caring for a baby because God restored them. After so many deaths, God said, I'm going to restore you. And now the baby is running them crazy. It's the cutest little baby you ever seen in your life. And they don't know whether they're coming or going. They so tired. They got to go back to work. And the baby's still saying, hey, y'all asked me to be here. Anybody got some milk? Where's the milk at? Because I'm growing and I'm getting bigger. I'm the answer to your prayers and I'm here. So I don't care nothing about y'all sleep. I'm going to stay up. I want to eat. I want to drink. I want to burp. I want to have gas. I want to do all the things that babies want to do. Because I am the blessing of God. So if you want to talk about does God restore, you better get your mind right and you better get ready for it. The parents want God, give us a baby, and now they tired. They don't know what to do. Because why? Because God restored.
He restored. Come on, Lex. He restored. He restored. Lexi, I'm finna get on the flight and come beat you.
That's all I'm saying. So if we don't dwell on what we lost so much, because we've done that. We've had time to do that.
No. Let's be honest again. We've had time to do that because if you have any kind of relationship with him for real, he will warn you. He'll speak he said, I'm not coming in the wind. I'm not coming in. I'm coming in a still small voice. And he'll say, okay, this is it. This is over.
Yeah.
This is. But even when you don't, y'all, Lexi, I'm telling y'all better listen to this woman tonight. Lexi, I didn't even tell you when COVID came and we had to shut our building down 6,000 square feet. We went back into the place where we started. We have, our church here is known for restoring buildings. So we fixed our building up that we had. It was ours. It had been empty 30 years.
Okay.
We went in there, redid that building, laid carpet, no contractor whatsoever, painted. Those walls, they look, it's all different colors of wood. And we were the first ones to do that in Nashville. We did that. So when we had to come out of there for COVID, codes came in there, it was like, y'all are unsafe. So we went back to the smaller building. It was a good thing, that I was afflicted, right? So when it was time to go without uncovering, the Lord said we had redone that church. That church was a 30-something plus year old building. We redid that church, brand new carpet that we had. We painted. They had pews that were 30-something years old. We brought in chairs. Those chairs run about $70, $80 a piece. God allowed somebody to sell them to us $10 a piece.
Wow.
Chairs. And if they fit well in that space. When we had to leave, and it was a denominational thing, I'm going to leave it there. God said, leave them everything. Say what? He said, leave everything.
Jesus.
I was like, God, what? He said, leave. Thank you, Malik said it was absolutely beautiful. He's Kima, hey, they helped. Kima was one of he picked the colors. The Lord said, leave everything. And we've been in the building that we've been in for 4 years. The pastor died a couple of months ago. And the church, they tore that building down. They bought another building. And to make a long story short, they decided to disband that church. So the pastor of the church where we are now, who gives us great liberty and has been a blessing to us, he said, Pastor Sam, they're going to come in with me. The church, they disbanded, and they're going to join his church, the few members that are left. He's been asking me since we've been there to help him redecorate the church.
Wow.
I was like, no problem. This is what we do. Pastor Karen, she's on here. That's what she does. She's an interior decorator by trade, right? No problem. But the building is concrete. So there's some things that have to be done before he called me and Pastor John last week. He said, I just want to tell y'all what's going on. He said, they're going to disband, sell that building. Lexi, he said, but they still have the chairs that y'all gave them. Is there a way we can incorporate those chairs in this building? I said, those pews are old and people don't really use pews anymore. Every last single one of those chairs are in that church right now. The same chairs that God told us to leave in a place. And my heart was saddened because we bought the same thing that God said give away. I sat in one on Sunday. Y'all don't hear me. The same chairs. And when I tell you there was a wind in that place, and God said, seats are representative of authority. I have shifted you to another seat.
Wow.
Every last one of them 100 mauve beautiful chairs.
Wow.
That we left in a place 4 years ago. We're sitting in those seats now.
Wow.
Lexi.
Wow. Wow. You can't make that kind of stuff up. You can't make it up.
Them chairs the same color as that band on your watch. Beautiful. Beautiful. I went down there 2 days, got all them heavy benches out of there. Baby, they set them chairs. I said, he said, there's an anointing in these seats. He said, I've now changed your position. You're sitting in seats of authority. Same thing, same seats, but different position. Let God kill what he needs to kill. He may shift you in the same place that you're in, but there has to be a death for life, for life and resurrection to come. Same chairs, different authority, Lexi. But that building that they were in had to die. That somebody says a big old house there now. They didn't build a 2-3-story house. But the chairs. Okay.
So that speaks to a couple of things. Listen, y'all, be obedient. Let's start with that. When God tells you to do something and you hear his voice and you don't understand what's going on, just do what he says do. She had no idea why God was telling her to do that.
I was grieved.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, God, Lex. I'm putting myself on.
I'm just saying. It's important. It's important because we don't see the whole picture. Again, we're finite. And God is infinite. So he sees the end from the beginning, but we don't see it. So we get caught. We get caught up and we don't get it. But this is what's also important. So let's start with obedience. Let's do that. When you think you're losing, you have no idea what he's setting you up for. So I think it's important. Put that scripture on the screen, Queesh. If you forget the former things and just kind of don't dwell so much on the past, you've grieved it. You've done that. You've been sad. You've been depressed. You've been in the bed. You've put the covers over your head. You have shaken yourself and rocked and cried and cried in your car. You've cried silently. You've cried with people. You cried by yourself. You done gone over the thing. What could I have done better? Why didn't I see it? What went on with this? You done dealt with it every type of which way. You done spun it. You've divided it. You've subtracted. You done added back. There's no other way to grieve it. Now it's important to concentrate on what's to come. Set your eyes on what God is doing now. You want to know why you're losing? Because you keep going back. You keep talking about what you lost. You keep talking about what you don't have. You keep talking about who left you. You keep talking about that broke up. You keep rehearsing it. It's a broken record. Now you got to take the needle and take it off the record. Take the needle off the record that the enemy keeps playing in your head. It can just keep going round and around, and it's the same old song, What I Lost. What is the name of the song? The Love I Lost. It's the same song, and you keep singing it over and over and over again. God is saying, if you just look forward, I have something for you in this wonderful, robust life. There's more. If you would just forget it, move on. Don't dwell on the past. See what I'm doing now. See that I'm doing a new thing. When, Lord? Now. When are you doing it? Right now. Don't you see it? I'm making a way for you. You keep calling it a wilderness, and I keep calling it a stream. You keep calling it a wasteland, and I'm trying to tell you it's lush. But you can't see it. Why? Because you're looking back. That's all you see is destruction, is betrayal. All you see is shame. That's all you see. And I'm trying to get you to see that I'm your kinsman redeemer. And I'm going to make it better for you. I'm going to restore you. I'm going to give you something new. But I need you to look ahead, baby. I need you to look ahead, sweetheart. We done already looked at, I done gave you time to, I've given you time to grieve. I have. I've given you time to do, and you need that. I've wired you that way. There's a time to laugh and there's a time to cry. There's a time to die, but there's a time to live. And you're missing the live part.
Stuck in dying.
Because you're stuck in dying. You got stuck in dying.
Jesus.
And so what I'm doing is I'm focusing on living.
Thank you, Father.
Because God, if you left me down here, my husband's gone. There's nothing I can do about that. If I could change it, I'd give my right arm to have him. I give my right arm to have him. But since it's not that way, I have to get therapy. I have to do all I have to do. I have to grieve, and I did it for years. I didn't talk to God for a long time. But once I got up and God restored me and God has healed me, it never goes away. It never goes away. But I realize I can do one or two things. I can sit here and die and use the rest of my years, whatever God has given me. I can sit here and I can talk about the past, and I could talk about my hurts, and I could talk about betrayals, and I could talk about disappointments, and I could talk about what I don't have, and I can stay there. Or I can use this wonderful, blessed chance that he's given me to be healed, to be restored. And I want to see what you got for me.
Yes, Lord.
I want the same package you gave Joseph. I need it. I want the same package you gave Job. I need that. I want the double for your trouble package, please. I want the platinum upgrade package that you gave Naomi and Ruth. I'm going to need all of it. And I'm not going to stop till I get it. I will be right here. Don't worry about me. I'm going to be right here. I would have fainted.
My head then went to inch. That means I'm happy that I'm about to pull these.
Yeah. I would have fainted unless I believe that you actually going to do it.
Yes, in the land of the living.
No. I tell him all the time. This ain't something that I don't believe. I actually believe. Watch this. I say it all the time. Y'all know. Stephanie, Cindy, y'all know. I say if you watched me at any time, I said with every phone call, I felt it. with every phone call, with every text message, with every email, every time I take my big behind to the mailbox, I'm looking for my restoration. You can keep talking about what you lost, but with every text message, every email, every time I go to the mail, I'm looking for the restoration because I know it's coming for me. God said I could have it. He said he would do it, and I need it. Come up off all of it. I need that. I need the package. And guess what? Y'all won't believe this. Today, I got a phone call that I did not expect. Come here. Watch this. Woo! That thing came looking for me this morning. I woke up because my expectation is high. I woke up to a text message and it said, call me. I got to ask you about something. And I called this person back. And this person said, how much do you owe on your tuition? I said, I owe about almost $5,000. They said, I got it. Come here. Come here. Let me help you. Come here. Come here. Let me help you. I said, with every moment, y'all think I'm playing. I said, with every moment that I wake up, with every text message I answer, with every phone call, I'm expecting God. I said, I told him I want my money to come from the east, the west, the north, and the south. I am wealthy. I worry about nothing. I have all the things. I am prosperous. I have good health. I thank you, God, that my life is robust and it's rich. This one precious, wild life that you gave me, I want to live it to the fullest. And I don't want to want for nothing. I don't live check to check. Not me. You have what you say. I refuse to live check to check. Y'all do what y'all want to do, but it's according to my faith, and I got pretty big faith, and I'm just not going to sit up here expecting just little stuff. I don't do it. It's not in me. I don't want it. I want everything. You did it for Joseph. You did it for Job. You'll do it for me. You did it for Naomi. You did it for Ruth. You did it for the widow woman. You'll do it for me. You did it for the woman with the issue of blood. You'll do it for me. And I will take nothing less because I've dealt with less for many years, and that was on me. That was on me because I couldn't believe for higher. Oh, but somebody messed around and made me believe in the God that I serve, the one that spoke to the sun and told it to shine, and it hasn't stopped shining since. That's the God that I said, oh, yeah, he got it. Yeah, he got it. He got all the money. I'm good. I'm good and I'm wealthy. I'm good and I'm wealthy. And you can't tell me otherwise. I'm good and I'm wealthy. I'm good and I'm healthy. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good and I'll be loved. I won't stay single. No. Because God has somebody good for me and they're going to treat me right and they're going to treat me good and I don't have to take down. And God ain't short of nothing. He ain't short of men. He ain't short of money. He ain't short of businesses. He's short of nothing. He's God. He's short of nothing. So I expect it all. Oh, and something happened. Something happened different when I start talking like that. Oh, it started changing. People started chasing me down. Goodness and mercy following me, chasing me. Goodness and mercy coming for me. I wake up and there's a text. I got $5,000.
Oh, Lexi.
And mercy chasing me down. There ain't nothing I got to do. I just got to sit there and say what he says about me. And somehow things are changing for me.
Hey, Habashe.
I look around and things looking a little different. My garage changed 2 weeks ago when I got a new car. I never had a new car in my life. Well, you know what changed? My talk changed. And ever since my talk changed, I got debt free. I don't know how I got debt free, but I got debt free. Ever since my talk changed and my belief changed, and I start growing my faith and I start saying, God, you can do it. God, you're short of nothing. God, I thank you that I'm wealthy. Somehow in the lowest financial point in my life, I got free. I don't know how he did it. When I stopped worrying about how he gonna do it and just started saying he is gonna do it, Somehow I got debt free. I don't know how it happened. I heard a voice 2 weeks ago and said, go look for a car. I wasn't looking for no car, wasn't trying to get no car, hadn't done no research, and something said, go. I changed my whole day around. I called Quisha. I said, Quisha, we supposed to do a thing. Let me go turn. I didn't tell her what it was, but God had told me, go stop at a dealership. I stopped at a dealership. I just started test driving cars. I hadn't done any research. A week later, there's a new 2025 Honda Sport L sitting in my, watch this, come here. At this big age, I've never had a new car in my life. I've never cared about cars. But the only way that they would give me a good discount and a good rate is they say, you gotta buy new. Let me help you. God was saying, you're willing to settle like you've always settled. You're willing to get a used car because that's what you've always had. I'm trying to help somebody. But when you start calling on me, when you start calling on me and telling me who I am, and you believe me and you trust me and you say, God, I know you can do all things. I'm going to show out for you. Go and get this new car. And I'm going to have them not give you a good deal until you get a new car, because I'm going to prove the car is just a representation of everything that I have for you in this life. You want to live a robust life? I got it for you. I just been waiting on you to believe it. I just been waiting on you. I've been waiting on you to make you debt free, but you didn't believe it. I'm the same God I've always been. You talk about restoration. I know how to restore. I'm the kinsman redeemer. What do you believe? It's according to your faith. You believe I can do it? You believe you're wealthy? I'm going to show you. Used car ain't you no more. Come on up. I know you don't care whether you have a used or new. I know you don't care. I could care less. But God is trying to say, for my daughter, I know you've never had it. You 57, you've never had a new car. Here's new for you. Your daddy sent it to you. I'm going to have somebody call you and pay your balance off. You don't have to worry about nothing. You doing what I told you to do. I told you to get up and start doing this faith fuel thing. You didn't want to do it, but you obeyed me. See, it starts with obedience. When I tell you to leave the chairs, leave the chairs. When I tell you to do something, you do it. And so I show up for my child who's obedient and listens to me and trusts me. I'm going to show out for you. The things that you never had before, I'm going to give it to you just because I'm a show out kind of God. And this is just a precursor of the things that I have for you. You think money's chasing you down now. Wait and see. It's going to be rolling off the hills. So I sit back and I tell all of you, stop worrying. You've grieved enough. It's time to look forward. God has great things in store for you, but it's according to your faith. He's waiting on you. You think it's God. It's you. You're the holdup. Your mindset. Your faith level is low. So you want to know why you live in paycheck to paycheck? Because it's only what you can believe God for. You really don't believe that you can be rich. You really don't believe that you can be wealthy. You really don't believe that you can be debt free because you haven't seen it really too much around you. And you really don't think a lot of yourself, and you really don't think that he's going to do it for you because you think that you're a little person, and you think that you're not as important as the pastor. You think that you're not as important as the person that you see on Instagram. You think that they got a bigger name than you, and somehow God is overlooking you. And the day that you get rid of that thinking is the day he's going to show up for you. I'm not telling you what I think. I'm telling you because I'm living it. I'm telling you, God will come through and change your life, but it's according to your faith. So my question to you is this: what will you do with this wondrous, beautiful life? It has its ups and downs. It has its disappointments. I try to tell you, it has its betrayal. But what will you do with the life that he's giving you? You gonna live it depressed, or you gonna live it in faith? You gonna live it looking in the past, or you gonna live it looking forward? It's all up to you.
Yes, God.
And I need y'all to get it. And most of you won't.
Talk.
Because it's really, really difficult to look forward when the past rocks you to sleep at night.
Yes.
It's really, really hard to ditch what's been what the Bishop House say, this holding you and rocking you, and you let it do it. So you don't
Yes.
even know who you are without your depression.
Yeah.
It's become a part of you and you've allowed it. But there are a couple of you in this life
Ooh, my God, today.
that heard what I said tonight. There are a couple of you that has shook your core. And you said, I'm going to try that. I'm going to try that. Because I want the results. I kept telling y'all, and I keep telling y'all, keep your eyes on me.
Yes, Lord.
Keep your eyes on me. You can do what I'm telling you to do or not, but keep your eyes on me. Because I've tapped in somehow. And there are some days that I got to rock and I got to talk to myself. And I got to listen to stuff to keep my mind together, because the logical side of me starts talking to me and tells me, look at your age, look at your loss, look at what you don't have. And you trying to tell me that God is going to restore all that? Common sense will tell you that that's not going to happen. Common sense will tell you that this is looking a little light over here. Common sense will tell you that you probably don't want to believe in that at this age and stage. Common sense will it tries to rock me to
Lord.
sleep every night. So there's things that I have in place that I got to talk back to that demon that continues to talk to me. But something happened where I don't let that demon punk me no more. For years, I've let it talk to me and I had no rebuttal. I had some rebuttal sometimes, but most of the time I'd let it win. It wins not anymore because she no here. She don't hear. So I hope you had a good time, sir. Hope you had a good time, because I wasted a lot of years believing that maybe I wasn't good enough, or maybe God wasn't going to come through for me. And when I started letting it go, and I gave y'all the example. Y'all saw me on here. I said every day I'm holding on to God's promises like this. And every day the enemy tries to do this. This is this fight every single day. It's this tug of war. I'm holding on to the promises of God. And I told God, I'm going to get what you have for me. I ain't moving. And if I don't get it, it ain't because I don't believe. And I'm going to cry. And I'm going to sit here. And if I don't get it, I told God, if I don't get it, it's not because of me. I will not be the problem this time. I told him that. And every day the enemy tries to get it out of my hand. And every day I'd stick my nails into it. And I said, no. And some days I got to cry and I got to say, no. I don't care what I see. I don't care what I see, because I'm fighting against what I see. And it's a fight. But I'm holding on to it. And then I double up, because I get so mad. And the enemies, see, he don't play fair. And so he'll start saying, didn't your husband die? Shh. See, that voice, it gets raunchy and it gets bloody, because I'm holding on so tight. He sees that this time I'm not letting go. So then he talks crazy. Didn't your husband die and you believe that he would live? Ooh, poor you. Ooh, look at you. Ooh, aren't you getting older? Now, women your age, do they really remarry though? So shouldn't you just be happy with what you have? Why can't you just be happy with you? What's the problem? Why do you want to get married so bad? Is that a problem inside of you? Why can't you just be happy the way you are? I hear this. What's your retirement looking like? I mean, is it, do you have enough money in there? Is it looking a little thin? Are you having money issues? Wasn't you making like a crazy amount of money like a few years ago, and it's a little light right now? So, you were trusting God. Did God come through yet? Did he come through with all of the promises that you said you believe in for her? Oh, I hear the voices, and they have little tones to them, and it's so rude. And then sometimes I cry, and I'm still holding on. It gets nasty. Faith is bloody. And he's trying to get me to loosen my grip and do this so he can snatch it. Not this time. So I cry, and I rock, and I do all the things. And sometimes my lips stutter when I say the words, God, I believe you. Sometimes it's harder to come out than others, but I still say it, and I still believe it. I heard that there's no Hebrew word for coincidence. That's what I was told. So you think it's a coincidence that somebody called me and took care of my balance at school? $5,000 worth. You think that's a coincidence? Okay. Okay. So you think it's a coincidence that once I started doing this, that I became debt free for the first time in my life? Okay. So you think that's a coincidence? Okay. All right. All right. So you think it's a coincidence that my whole life, since I've been driving cars, I've always had used cars. And for some reason, in this moment of my life, that I got a new car. You think that's a, and it's just the beginning. Watch this. Something inside of me is telling me, Lex, it's just the beginning. Get ready. Because I'm going to make an example out of you. Because I need people to see what holding on and trust does. There's a lot of people that are watching. So I got to make you an example. And you just keep holding on and you just keep being obedient. Oh, but there's a voice saying, as I'm telling you this right now, you're making a fool of yourself telling these people that. And you're going to be an idiot. And they're going to watch you and your life won't get any better. As I'm talking to you, it's talking to me. As I'm talking to you, it's talking to me. This fight is real. As I was talking to you and telling you, keep your eyes on me, the voice came again and said, stop talking, because you're going to make a fool of yourself. And the voice says, what if you don't get any better? What if your finances don't get any better? And you just told all of these people this. You're going to look like an idiot. And I have to fight through that. And this is what I do. And I can't talk to you guys about this all the time. It's just something that I do by myself. It's a fight. That is my fight. But I am determined. I'm not losing this time. And I'm going to do this. And my fingers get tired. My fingers get tired. Because I want it to happen. I want everything to happen right now. I've waited so long. I've waited so many years. My fingers are tired. I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm tired of fighting. I'm tired of holding on. I'm tired. Sometimes I just get tired. Sometimes I just want to be a girl. Sometimes I just want to relax. I don't want to fight all the time. Sometimes I just want to be a girl. Lord, what do I have to fight all the time? It's a part of it. It's a part of it. I have to fight because I got to teach you how to fight. That's what he called me to do. He called me to teach you how to fight. It's my job. So this is what it is. And I ain't backing down. And I don't want you guys to back down either. So put the fists in the chat. And let's go. We don't quit. We ain't losing. We ain't looking back no more. We've looked back long enough. I'm over it. Put the fist in the chat. And you can put this in the comments. She no here. The weak me, she no here. The giving up me, she no here. The looking back me, she no here. Mm-mm. No. She no here. Watch what's gonna happen. Things gonna start showing up for you.
Whew. Jesus.
I'm through. I've held y'all for too long. Put the giving options on the screen. If this blessed you, if this has helped you, if this has elevated you, I need you to give tonight. I need you to give tonight. If this ministry has blessed you in any way, if this has helped you fight another day, I need you to give right now. For some of you, this is the only church that you have. Consider tithing into Pastor Sand's ministry. Consider if this is the only church that you have. I want y'all to go to church, but if you don't, I need you to tithe into Pastor Sand's ministry. Tithe into my ministry, whatever. But you need to give. Sow where you grow. If this is growing you, sow tonight. I love you guys and I want you to win. I really do. But if you can't, keep your eyes on me. And I'm going to show you what trusting God does. I'm going to show you what trusting God yields against all odds, hoping against hope, hoping against logic. Hear that voice every day. You 57. And that thing used to punk me. That thing used to get to me. You in your 50s. And that's what y'all need to be doing in the spirit. It used to punk me. It used to level me. I'm getting older and please, please. You coming with that one again? Get something new. Get something new. He used to punk me with bank statements because I'm used to making so much money. He used to punk me with bank statements when they would send you the notification with low balances. Ooh, I used to shudder so bad. When that notification hit me, Sam, you know what I said? I started laughing. Y'all think I'm playing? I said, because I got tired of crying. You're not going to keep punking me now. I say, I'm tapped in now, see? And so, see, that didn't work no more. So then you move to something else. And that didn't work no more. Now what you got? Y'all need to toughen up. She no here. She no here. You hear that, Lisa? You're 62. Look, listen to the voice and go, and I got something for that. I got something for that. Hold on. I got something for that. Pastor Sam, you got something to say?
No. I have a text message.
Okay.
From Apostle Kevin Davidson. You know who that is?
Mm-mm.
You know his writing. He wrote, I bounce back, fight on. God wants to heal you everywhere it hurts. Be quiet in Memphis. And he has something to release to you. She know here.
She know here, baby.
Baby.
Let me show you something. For that voice that comes and says that you're too old to do this and you're too this and you're too that. I read this the other day, never saw it before. And Pastor Sam, you would know this. Psalm 92:12 says, the righteous will flourish like a palm tree. They will grow like a cedar of Lebanon, planted in the house of the Lord. They will flourish in the courts of our God. They will still do what?
Bear fruit.
In what?
Old age.
What will they do?
Stay fresh and green.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. This is the righteous. This is the righteous. So when the enemy comes and talks to you about you're too old, or you should have done this by the age of that, he has no more power. I don't care how old you are. You will stay fresh. You will stay green. And y'all quit talking that. Y'all quit talking that crap about I'm getting old, child. Stop. You get old. You may get older, but it's different when you say, "Girl, I'm old." I never say. You never hear me say that, ever. The Bible says you'll stay fresh. You'll stay green. You'll still have something to offer. Who told you you don't have nothing to offer no more? Who told you that? Who told you that? The enemy trying to punk you?
Let's see.
Ma'am.
In the New Living Translation.
What does it say?
It says, even in old age, they will still produce fruit. They will remain vital and green. Vital, which means you'll remain necessary.
Oh.
I'm not.
Oh. Because there are people in this life that think it's over for them. They think that they're too old. Somebody told them that they have nothing more to offer, and they sitting around believing the lie, bought into the lie, hanging around some people that think that they're old. You know how many people my age say, "Girl, I'm so old." I look at them and say, "Oh, are you?"
Oh my God.
Because not me. She no here. She don't believe that. What are y'all talking? Watch this. You're talking against what the word says.
Jesus.
And you're wondering why you're losing. Losing. Because you are saying that you're not vital. Watch this.
Oh!
So you have what you say, and it's according to your faith. Jesus said that. You have what you say according to your faith. What did he say after that? He said, so be it unto you. You say you're not necessary, so be it unto you. You say you're too old, you ain't vital no more, then that's what you have. Then go ahead and rot. Go do it. Let disease rack your body. You keep saying that you're old, you're going to have what you say, sweetheart. You'll never hear me say that. I am necessary. I am vital. Oh, yes, I am. Oh, yes, I am. You can't beat me up with that no more. So y'all have a good day. Because you can't beat me up with that no more. Hold on, baby. You're not going to sit up there and tell me that I ain't got nothing to offer. No, I'm getting better. I'm getting wiser. I'm getting better. Come here, Marvin Sapp. Stronger, wiser, better. Don't play with me. Don't play with me. So y'all go ahead. I'm not going to keep talking to y'all. I didn't had it. I didn't talk too much. Doggone it. I ain't talk this much.
Y'all, the lady told me she didn't have nothing tonight. I hope you spit that water out. I hope you spit. That's what this young lady told me. It's on you tonight. I ain't got nothing for it tonight.
You are so petty.
And I didn't cry. Y'all.
You're petty.
I do my own individual extensions, right? My eyelashes. Two clusters didn't come off. I just pulled them off because they're wet. They're not supposed to come off. But here they are. Right here. Here's a cluster right there. And here's another cluster right there. Miss, I ain't got nothing for you tonight. So I gotta wake up in the morning looking like a cancer patient because of her.
Chandra Bennett said, 58, vital and fresh.
And let me tell you, that heifer looks good.
Vital and fresh.
Hey, Chandra. Lexi, if you ever come here, let me tell you something. Hair extraordinary.
Ooh.
She from California. She got that good.
Okay. You know,
Chandra, that body look like she about 30.
Come on, vital and fresh. Vegan Charlie, I see you. Thank you, baby.
Charlie said he said something earlier that blessed me. He said he didn't know something on the longer the lines that he learned how to fight for his faith on this show.
Really?
That's what he said.
Really, Charlie? Really? Oh my God.
Let me say, I'll try to find it, but he said something like that. It's a blessing.
That
Let
makes me
people
feel so
need this
good.
tonight. You just don't know.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
Gwen said I turned in just in time.
Yeah.
She said about to turn 65 and just getting started.
Period. 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 You will have what you say. You will have what you say. I promise you. You will have what you say. If you ask life for a penny you will get. You better start speaking. That's it. Put it in the chat. 51 ain't done. Ah, let's go. 60 vital and fresh. Almost 52 and life is about to start. 60 vital and fresh. 61, he ain't done. Let's go. Let's go. Stop being around people that say, girl, and they just hopping. I'm just old. Stop hanging around them. It makes you old. Cut it out. And immediately start checking people. 42 is just the beginning. 56 and I'm fine.
That's me. That's what I told.
Marshawn, I see you.
I couldn't find nothing that rhymed.
I'm sick of it. 55, keeping it all the way live.
Y'all, Lexi told me that when we first met in person, baby. Lexi said, girl, you fine.
Period.
And I was still healing. Lexi said, girl, you
fine.
Fine. And just to encourage y'all about me and Lex, and her testimony about their friendship, she doesn't even know when God sent her in my life, the same exact thing had happened to me. I've never shared that with her. Have I ever shared that with you?
Never.
God will send you, though, at the end of that thing, you let that thing in, God will send you what you never knew you needed again. Okay. Again. We don't have to talk every day. We don't have to, but I trust her with my life. And I can't say that about many people. Because for me, in this season of my life, if I can't trust you with my life, I can't trust you at all.
I can't trust you. At all. Baby, 35 and about to thrive. Huh? Since we rhyming. Come on. 45 and in my prime. Let's go.
Come on.
Y'all talking that talk tonight.
61 and God ain't done.
Y'all crazy.
53 and free. Come
Hey, all right. 53 and free, baby. Let's go.
And there's so much more.
There's
Come
so
on,
much
y'all.
more. So much more.
Said, I'm 51 and fresh.
Period.
Y'all
I can say 25 and just glad to be alive.
Come on, Trend.
I see you, Trend. Let's go. Y'all, this is beautiful. 35 and about to live my best life. Do it. Don't just talk about it
now. Yes.
Be about it.
If I had known then what I know now, I would have been living my life at 35.
Yes.
For real. Probably would have never been married.
You'd be somewhere in Hawaii living on the beach.
Who, me?
Yeah.
35. If I didn't know God, I'd be somewhere on a Christian stripper pole.
Okay.
God kept me.
I don't know if that works. God
it works.
Blessing me thanks to what I've been learning from this ministry. Wow. God is speaking through you, Lexi. Oh my God. And the wonderful people that are guests and all of these lives. Wow. Charlie, thank you so much.
Yep.
I really appreciate that.
Are you changing a generation out here?
I appreciate that, guys.
I don't have nothing to say.
Wow. Petty. All right. Guys, we're out of here. Been on here too long. I am so out of here. We're never supposed to be on here this long. I love you guys so much. And yeah.
Lexi, we got to do takeaways though.
Takeaways. We've been doing takeaways.
Yeah, but
what else have you learned from tonight? We've been rhyming with the ages, but what are you walking away with?
So Desiree goes to my church, and I'm gonna just tell you now, they're gonna always defend everybody else except me. So they're telling me, Pastor, would you believe? They're telling me to be quiet because I exposed you. So, but
Exactly.
they got your back.
Thank you. Thanks, Desiree. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So, what are you walking away with tonight? We want to read it in the comments, please. Encourage us. Let us know what you learned tonight, what you're walking away with tonight.
Oh,
Thank you, Marsha.
Marsha. Everybody says that.
Yeah, we got to take this on the road.
Comments. Oh, the road.
Shut it.
Nashville.
Shut
Oh,
it.
okay. I've learned the end is really the beginning. Carmen, what you said. Yeah. Ooh, Brittany. Obedience is God's currency. Baby.
Good God, guys.
Look forward. I've grieved enough. Love Center, and that was the name of my message that I was supposed to preach on Sunday, but y'all didn't let me preach. Chandra said podcast. Oh my God. God, I'm walking away with my heart. Ooh, no more holding on to the past.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jesus. I'm asking for the Joe package. Yeah, that was good to me. God gives double for my trouble. Jesus. See, the people had takeaways, baby.
They had takeaways. Restoration. That's it.
That is so
I
good.
will keep holding on.
Jesus. God has no impossibilities. Come on, V. Charlie, you talking tonight. Don't be afraid to leave them chair.
Yeah. Confirmation on so many things. Mm,
Yeah. Don't listen to them. They always tell me that's not nice, Pastor.
I'll fight
I'm not listening to you, that's right. The Redeemer will bye. The Redeemer will always restore.
always. Always. Regardless of my circumstance, I am walking in my purpose. Yeah.
That's good, Tasha.
Yeah.
Be obedient. You shall have what you say. Say angels are waiting on us so they can do what God's word says. Stand in the promises. Chandra said, y'all need to do God didn't let me preach. Lexi, them people acted a dummy about them chairs.
I love it. Yeah.
Louder than the enemy's voice. Baby, that tissue, that illustration, and
Yeah.
I've seen you do that before.
Yeah.
But I think when you really in that thing, like holding on with it speaks different.
Yeah.
It speaks different. That thing took me down. You don't have to do that to me.
Yep.
But it's okay. I'll get you back.
Work on becoming what you want, what you're asking God for. Absolutely.
Yes.
I've grieved long enough. Yeah, I am here and I'm going to live. LaWanda, that's it. I'm walking away with increasing my faith and speaking it in my life. Absolutely. That's my yeah. Yep. Being okay with letting go.
And trusting God in my process. You know what? Because Lex, for some of us, this it.
Yep.
We don't have no more chances in time.
Nope.
We didn't wasted them all.
Oh.
Okay. I'm not.
And I'll leave y'all with this song. I'll keep holding on. I'll keep holding on. I'll keep holding on. Y'all need to play that. Y'all need to play that. Y'all need to find that song by Simply Red and play that this week. And just tell the Lord, I'm going to keep holding on. And that's what we're going to do. We ain't never quitting. So this is your homework, guys, and I'm out. I want you to imagine what you want your life to be. Come here. I want you to imagine where you want to be in your love relationship, romantic relationship. I want you to imagine where you're going to live. And it don't have to be a mansion. It don't have to be just where you want to live. And when you imagine that, I want you to even imagine down to the fine details. What does the house sound like? What does the house smell like? Does it smell like candles? Does it smell like pine sol? I need you to put real thought and real emotion in your future. This is no longer an arbitrary thought. Your homework assignment is to imagine your new life forward, and I need you to attach emotion and your senses to it. I need you to imagine it and tell me what the smell of your new place smells like. Or if you want to live where you're living, but you want to remodel it, do you smell the sawdust? Do you smell the smell of new carpet? Do you need a new car? Well, what does it look like? What does the interior look like? Does it have the new car smell? I need you to attach yourself and your senses to your future, because you've attached yourself to your past for so long, and you've attached emotion to it. You've attached your senses to it. You can still hear the abuse that you were in. We're not doing that anymore. We're now in the future with God's promises. And we're going to talk more about that next week. That's your homework. Your future. What does it look like? What does it smell like? What does it sound like? Because that's when it becomes real. And when it becomes real to you, you'll really start believing it. And that'll help you hold on. And then you'll start seeing it. And then watch this. And it'll come from the unseen into the seen. The more you see it, the quicker it'll come from the unseen into the seen. I promise you that. It works. I'm out. Love y'all. Good night.
Victory is mine. All strength is mine. All revelation is mine. Revival. 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 Send your power, Jesus. Send your oil, Jesus. Your mighty wind, Jesus. Awake us, oh God. Awake, oh sleep. It's already done. Already. Already. I see it right now in my future. No weapon formed against me shall be able to prosper. Power. If God be for us, who